Let me call this the attorney. I need a lawyer in Nigeria. Or his son. Hello, 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 co-counsel. Good day, ma.
How are you?
Fine, ma.
You see this case here, Yekudi?
Ma.
If care is not taken, they will kill those boys.
We shall not relent. You're about to hear some very strong, and it might hurt you, particularly those that are seeking for justice for Mohbad truly. Those that are supposed to, those that have been appointed, those that somehow found themselves in that position, either by crook or maybe they later turned to be rogues at the end of the day. I'm talking about security agents. I'm talking about the justice system. I'm talking about politicians. I'm talking about business people. I'm talking about those with vested interest in evil, corrupt practices. They have sat down, discussed among themselves. They have looked for loopholes. They have looked for what they can do. And now we are seeing some of their acts. One of it is this. How can someone who was let out on 2 million naira bail all of a sudden is being asked to pay 20 to 30 million naira? Why will you arrest or rearrest someone that you just let out 48 hours, all because this person had the opportunity to speak his truth, to tell the world what he knows and what happened? Why is Wunmi, the wicked widow, not going through persecution? Why did she get her own lawyer separate from the lawyer that is supposed to fight for justice for Mohbad? That tells you that she is guilty. Wunmi's mom, she's a police officer. And you know, they operate like cult. They cover up for each other. And because there are some other people who are also part of this, such as Shekpeteri, not because they are so powerful, but when the wicked are allowed, they grow. They are like fungi. They grow. They are like bacteria. They grow. They are like virus. Here, you'll be listening to the latest that is going on right now. It's about Primeboy. You heard from the beginning of this video that if care is not taken, Primeboy and spending will maybe disappear somehow. Something will happen to them. Somehow, something will happen to them. But because we are not relenting, because we are using social media to say and to call them out, I'm sure they will not try. Let us listen to this before we proceed to talk more.
It is quite clear now. Today is the day the boy would have had a fair hearing. How can you detain people for almost 3 months without sentencing them or charging them, to court? People that are not culpable, eventually when they got bail, how is it possible to get bail? Now you've paid your bail bond and they will go and rearrest you and put you back simply because they heard that those boys had already spoken some things to the public. Definitely, if he's saying that boy is coming with medical experts, lawyer. In fact, I also learned he is agreeing that Wunmi and her lawyer, whosoever wants to be there, but his own is that they must go and check his body. It's quite glaring that Yoruba people will say, or what you call.
Of course, wicked people. They've bribed each other. They know what to do. Particularly that Wunmi's a mom, a police officer.
The boys, they have heard that some people that spoke to them spilled more than necessary, hence the reason why they tightened those boys their detention. Or can I reframe? not tighten. Like spending that was already giving 3 million, suddenly his own was changed to 20 million. We all know pé kò ń ṣe normal now. Why? Are you making sense? And I was saying to some people that this thing has some undertone political. Some people don't think I don't know what I'm saying. Oye mi. Oye àwọn èèyàn. People that are involved in this case. You know, a lot of people on the social media are just shouting. Many of them don't even know what is happening.
Exactly. Why?
They are just shouting. Ẹlòmíì kàn jáde kàn pariwo ni. They don't even understand what is happening. I hear some of them even say, I should say what they told me. It's people, an elderly person. It's not anyway. I know age is not wisdom.
Exactly.
Age has nothing to do with wisdom. How can you tell me to be talking too much?
This is wickedness.
Be saying too much online, knowing fully well that they are still going to have an inquest and we will hear it. People haven't even said all. They've said some things. They have tightened those boys' detention. Primeboy, everything he is asked of for. Done, everything provided. Tell me, why is he still remanded in custody? Everything. His case is like a case of kọ́kọ́ gbé fáìlì èèyàn sábẹ́ ẹbí kan, kọ́kọ́ gbàgbé ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ ni. That's what they call ọwọ́ ti kanwọ́. Power speaking there. Trust me. And you know why it won't do me? It's hurting me because wọ́n fi àjùlọ. Poverty is a bastard.
Exactly. Poverty is a bastard. It's a bad thing.
You know, sometimes some people even have money.
I don't know which one is worse. Poverty and cancer.
You may have money.
Poverty.
But tó bá mọ̀yàn. Owó ẹ̀ useless.
Poverty.
That's what àjùlọ wọ́n fi ń hàn àwọn boys yẹn. Àjùlọ ni wọ́n fi ń hàn wọ́n. All these people fighting on their behalf online, they don't know anybody. Don't mind this one. So I see Olori Puff Puff, that one, they have been cursing her on TikTok. Those ones don't know anybody. They are just noisemakers. They are nobody. Don't talk about those ones. I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about the people on ground. In Nigeria, they are the ones dealing with these boys. They had, can I give you people? They had plans. Why those boys are hurting? They had plans to try and release spending. Unknown to spending, I even regret even coming to share some things. You understand? The storyline new. And this is the reason why now I believe those boys. Assuming this didn't happen, I probably will still be thinking, at least they gave them fair hearing now. Who is lying?
Exactly.
But the moment some things, people that heard them, you know, some of us that spoke to them, some of them said talking to more than necessary. They went and they brought back spending. What's that boy's name? Primeboy. And told him. He started asking for tax clearance. From there, spending that was already granted bail, they changed her. I thought it was a joke. Those boys are even angry now. I won't mention the one or two people on TikTok. They don't want to talk to them because they were on board when we spoke. They don't want to talk to them. They don't want to. Because they believe that some of the things that were spilled is what cost them this tighter security, remanded back in custody. Those boys are fighting Pharaoh, no Goliath.
Now, it is clear that justice is not what the security agents who are in charge of this case are seeking for. And you've heard also that the police officer in charge of the case, who would have done the right thing, has been sent on an errand of no return. I do not mean RIP, but I mean that he will no longer be manning that position. The file has been taken off from his desk. He will be promoted, as they often will say. Promotion does not mean that you are having it better. If you are an active detective, investigator, and all of a sudden you are being dropped somewhere and they say we've promoted you, and they put you on a desk where your skills, your talent will not be used anymore, to review it maybe later. That is if you really worry them, like, Oga, please, sir, I think I need to get back in the field, on the field. I need to get back to what I do. This officer has been cut off from the case because they realized that if we are to continue with this one, he will expose the truth. He will show those that are the criminals, and they don't want this anymore. They don't want this. So they've done with that police officer. Also, Mohbad's father wants to see the corpse of his son, and he's definitely going to go there with experts. He's going to go there with people who have knowledge, people who know anatomy. He's going to go there with his legal representative, and he's also not saying that Wunmi should not come with her own representative. Now you see that it has now become two-way. Anyway, as it is clear that we will not be getting justice as we are looking at it, but they will press, will push. They don't have anywhere to hide. Wunmi, you should never have gotten yourself involved in this. Not at all. Because in Nigeria or outside of Nigeria, either in the UK or in Canada or in America, maybe you think, maybe your sister will say, don't worry, come to America, nothing will happen to you. There is a lot of things happening, even to Americans, by Americans. So it's better you clear this now. If you mistakenly or something happened, if it is that Mohbad was the one that threw something at you and you also wanted to throw something at him, mistakenly the thing now got into a part of his body, now we'll begin to look at manslaughter, not homicide. So we'll begin to look at it not as murder, as homicide. So if you don't want to put yourself in internal, don't think internet will forget. No, this one is past internet. Internet does not even forget. So don't think after 3 months, after maybe next year, Nigerians will focus on some other news. Maybe they will come up with something else to wipe this off. No, we will keep treating this case. So it's better you sort it out now. Look at what is happening. Primeboy spending. Those that are innocent. Okay, let's ask ourselves. What did Primeboy do? So Primeboy's crime, because I listened to the police. I listened attentively to that police officer. That's when I knew that that police officer is also neck deep in this conspiracy. Lies. He said that Primeboy is the one, or was the one, that called the nurse. And because he did, is an accessory to the RIP of Mohbad. And upon investigation, upon the confession, we have come to realize that the only crime of Primeboy is that he was in the car and he heard. For him to have heard that visa to Canada, application for visa, DNA, and all of that is the reason why Mohbad is no longer alive. For him to have heard that is the crime that he committed. Immediately the police released him. They didn't really know much. Immediately they released him and they realized that this guy has a lot to expose. They quickly locked him up again. Let us ask ourselves, what did Primeboy do? Let's say, what did Spending do? What did he do? What crime did he commit? Why is he being locked up? Why is he being locked up? And Wumi, you think this is beyond you. Forget what Shekpeteri or Tontoles or the useless blog, Gislover. Forget what they are telling you. Like, don't worry. They will worry you. You know, this thing is gradually, it will move to a crescent. It will move to a point whereby, you know, those people, they can quickly rush and travel and run down to Turkey to go and stay there for some time. That is if Nigerians are not looking for them there. So it's better you guys deal with this. Nigerians are just calm. People all over the world are just calm now because they are still trying to see if something will come out of it. They don't want to take laws into their hands. If not, I'm sorry for you. I'm so sorry for you. Confess, confess, confess. If they are going to forgive you, if they are going to look at it and review your case, then. But if you don't, if you want to play smart, it's left for you. What do you think about this one? What do you think about it? You've heard from Yekude, you've heard what she said about the conspiracy, about the cover-up, about the oppression of Primeboy and spending, because they know that Primeboy cannot afford. And we are also looking at certain individuals connected to the Primeboy incarceration again. Is rearrest. But I'm not going to deal with that here now. Let us wait and see how this case proceeds, how it develops. We are going to wait because we are hearing that they have suspended the coroner inquest. Of course, we know normally courts go on holiday. This is the end of the year. They want to push it there. I want us to be conscious of something. They want to come up with something. They will be open and waiting for some other big story to cover up this. But we will not cover it up. We will continue pressing. Go and check. Yule Doche, actor that has not even done any, that has not committed any nothing. His case is back to back. Not to talk of this one. Wumi, confess. Confess.